So what do you do when you're thinking about closing and you don't have enough money? Now, you can always go to the bank and maybe you can get a loan from the bank, but there's also a lot of private lending ideas that you can get. Now, when you use these private lending options, you are going to have to pay a higher interest rate just because they're not the bank and the bank hasn't qualified you. But what they can enable you to do is to get into the market. Now, I want to tell you a story. So, I had a client, this is about 4 or 5 years ago, and he bought a property and he needed to use private money. And once he saw kind of how much money they were taking, he started calling them sharks. He's like, man, these guys are taking so much money from me, they're gouging me. Then, fast forward a little bit, he actually started doing some private lending himself because he started to understand more about it. Now, I'm not recommending you go out and be a private lender. There's a lot of things you need to know about that. But after about 2 years, he was able to switch over to a lender and he got those fees and that interest rate down. 3 years from the time that he bought, his property was worth more. He had built more equity and he was able to use that money to help him buy another property. So, all of that to say is yes, private lending does cost more, but it's also a great way to get into the market. And if you're someone who needs to get into the market and you have a good income and you'll be able to pay that money back, sometimes it's something that's good to look at. Now, you can talk with me, you can talk with our mortgage partner, Charles, but that's something that we can put you in touch with. So, my name is Bawanka with the Compass team. If you do want to find out more about private lending, write something down in the comments below. And if you know someone who's looking for private lending, send this to them and we'll give you some more information about it as well.